Yes, the vehicular influx is the major problem. But with the opening of the eastern and western peripheral road, things reduced because now the heavy loaded trucks can't enter into city. And actually, what
I'm
happens
talking about the 2012 to 4016 window.
at that time, it's a major problem. Major problem because all the traffic is crossing through city only, and
At least the ring roads.
ring roads are full. After 10 o'clock, you can't. 10 p.m. it is full with the heavy trucks, and the problem with the trucks, vehicular emission. If your vehicle is maintained and vehicle is on the as per the approved load, you know what's the emission. As soon as your load overshoot by 10%, your pollution emission is increased by 35%. And the unfortunate part is no truck ever moves on the prescribed weight. They always overload it. So they are emitting. And the diesel vehicles. And as I said, the city have the 30,000 kilometer road in 1,500 square kilometer area. It means everywhere there is road. So you can't say that this Dwarka is residential area. Dwarka is a residential area, no doubt. But one road is near your house anyway. 10 meter, 20 meter, 30 meter.
Every block is connected.
Every block is connected. And that's full of car or any type of vehicle.
Yeah.
So when you divide the city into commercial district, the residential district, and even the best example is AIMS in Safdarjung. Our two lifeline hospitals, and in between the major roads are crossing.
Yeah, arterial roads.
How can you stop the noise level or vehicular pollution? Because this emission is not pointed. As soon as it's out, it's a very good mixed thing, and it's traveling everywhere. So
and then we had vehicles added to the city's fleet every day in terms of the sales of new vehicles.
Yes.
Yeah. This was one of those cities with the highest vehicular introduction into the roads every day.
Yeah, of course. It's a general impression or scientific fact is that about 2 million vehicle is on road at any given time.
During the daytime.
Yeah. If 20 lakh vehicle moving in 1,500 square kilometer area,
pollution is natural. Emission is natural.
Emission is natural.
Whether you are in BS1 or 4 or 6,
BS6 or anything. And when you talk about BS6 or BS5 and BS4, we shifted to BS6 2 years back.
Yeah.
But when your fleet will be 100% BS6, sometime in 2028 or 2030.
Yeah.
Because it's a transition period.
Yes.
Mainly at this moment, you are running BS4 vehicles with BS6 fuels. So you are not getting the actual
imprint of
the actual BS6 result. You are not getting.
Benefit is not being transferred.
It's something average thing.
Besides the stubble burning or court saying treat it at source, Supreme Court also talked about the vehicular. It also issued orders on restricting lifetime of vehicles in the city. So, court considered that also as a major factor?
Yes, vehicular emission is a major factor.
Yeah, because the merit of that order, at least of the judgment on vehicles, is being disputed at various quarters. That is why I am asking that.
Look, of course, judicial orders we can't discuss, but a scientific fact, if you take, when you talk about Delhi, it's totally different city, unique city. As I said, your geographical area is small, your population density is high, your vehicular density is high. You have a very different type of the weather conditions. You get the 47 on one side, 47 degrees centigrade temperature on one side, and 2 degree at other side. and in winter you have very calm conditions. So when you talking for a tough area, your distance may also come. When you talk about the 10 and 15 years life, one way you can say, okay, I purchased a Mercedes and it is achieving all the standards, then why you are stopping it? But what's the percentage of vehicle is there? It may be 2%. 2 is also liberal thing. If you take a general survey of the vehicles, our vehicles daily trip is 25 to 30 kilometers. And our vehicles are not maintained properly. That's our problem. Due to that, emission is high. And 10 years, most of the diesel vehicles, the cross 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh,
Run their lifetime.
Then, as we Indians, we make one house for a lifetime and one vehicle in lifetime. So we use
Push its limits.
So then emission is high. So that way, somewhere you have to put the life. So they take in 10 and 15 years. If you ask, there is any scientific study for it, there may not. But it's a general experience shared by the different experts. They came to that 10 and 15 years. Exceptions are there. 2%, 3% vehicle, which is well maintained, very sparingly used. So, problem for them, but it's okay.
So roadworthiness is not something which has been considered as a criteria, but the life of the vehicle is given much more significance in such a scenario.
Roadworthiness is the ideal situation.
But we don't have that framework.
But where is that infrastructure? If I ask, are we in the position to do even the pollution under control check for all the vehicles in 6 months or 1 year? No.
And is 1 year and 6 months the right thing, or should it be a monthly or a quarterly exercise to be done? Like 3 months, bi-monthly, or bi-monthly might be difficult, at least 3 months?
I wish. I know it's
this kind of condition.
very hypothetical situation. On every major intersection, we have remote sensing based emission measuring systems. So whenever a vehicle is crossing, that data is taken.
You mean you have it already, or you are talking about a hypothetical?
It's a hypothetical. I wish.
Okay.
I told I wish.
An ideal situation.
Ideal situation. So any vehicle passing, the data will be taken. So you are crossing through some points, you can fix the station like 20, 30 stations. So once in a month or twice or 3 months, everyone will cross through that. So they have to. Whenever you are exceeding, that automatically go to your
data
mobile or something.
Central data.
Your vehicle is exceeding. Then it's your responsibility. Within 10 days or so, you have to get it corrected. You have to stop this human intervention from this monitoring.
But sir, just on the practical side of such a real-time tracking of emission of passenger vehicles or even commercial vehicles, what is the solution if a vehicle is emitting and it's still meeting the timeline given by code?
No. That's two different things. Anyway, you have to meet the emission standard.
Okay.
If you are not meeting the emission standard, you are not permitted to come out with this vehicle to your road.
But this is a country where you can get a certificate from any PUC center.
That's what I said. You have to go for the automized systems.
Okay.
And human interventions must be removed. When you talk about this, still the framework what we have. When you use your bank cards, before you know, the bank is informed, then only you get your amount is deducted this much. The same way you developed a good software. So before the operator know your value, or you know your value, the data must go to the Vahan software. Data is gone there, and the operator have the right only to give a print command.
Is that what is happening now?
No. There is so many flaws. Even how you are putting the measuring system rod from there to softwares. These I gone through the system, and what we have to do, the computers what they are using, that must be foolproof. The only original equipment manufacturer's software must be there. Of course, these all computer is used for all purpose. Different softwares is there, and when different software is there, you can manipulate. So these computers must be sealed for that single. Say if you are using the machine of Horiba or any one brand, only software which can collect data from analyzer to that laptop, that is allowed there.
So
we have to restructure this total system. Otherwise, it's off.
So the whole PUC certification process itself has to be
revamped,
and human intervention would be stopped. And then, like you said, real live kind of real-time tracking is possible. Then that is much more significant.
Yeah.
Is anyone working towards such a technology in this country?
Calcutta is using that.
Okay. Using or already developed?
Using.
Okay. So who has developed it?
That's how many foreign companies are there.
Okay. So Calcutta city as...
Calcutta city is using, but then we have to develop modify our Motor Vehicle Act. So they have to adopt that method into it.
But how come Calcutta got it and Delhi didn't do it? Being more pollution prone? Means that DPCC was this idea not suggested?
We tried, suggested, but it's not an accepted method, so we can't. There's some administrative limitations.
So Calcutta, it was a political decision, one could say?
No. I think that the state board taken a decision. And they are using.
But one board in the country adopting a practice and others who are more probably requiring such a thing, which is more of a necessity to them, but not adopting, comes as a surprise.
It happens sometimes.
Oh, okay. So on the same line, roadworthiness also, at least in the West, we have seen European countries adopting a very robust exercise of having roadworthiness every year. So irrespective of the lifetime of the vehicle, the roadworthiness certification every year gives a kind of a much more healthier ecosystem for them. So that somewhat I felt negates the need for a lifetime ban or setting a lifetime of a 10 or a 15 kind of thing. What is your opinion on that?
If we develop the roadworthiness infrastructure and that is a foolproof system, then we can think about it.
Okay.
So in Delhi, yes, there is 1 or 2 stations which is doing the roadworthiness test, but we need more.
So Delhi roadworthiness has already come in, you are saying?
Yeah, for the commercial vehicles.
Commercial vehicles.
Not
for the private vehicles. But don't you think that should be extended as a system?
It must.
Okay.
But once again, the number is the problem.
Huge.
60 lakh vehicles monitored every year. I got a chance to see it in Japan. The entering the vehicle and going out, it takes hardly 30 minutes. And fully autonomous.
Okay. 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's still a long time. Which Indians would not prefer to do. 10 minutes means okay.
10 minutes you could.
Is not possible. Because pollution certification at least in 2-3 minutes.
Pollution certification and they start from the headlight adjustment to braking and everything. So, we need.
Means a little more truncated Indian mode of roadworthiness not the Western style.
I think we must not compromise. If you are going, go for the ultimate.
Ultimate.
Now it's not the time when we do the shortcuts.
Because we face more problem than at least them.
Yeah.
And they have adopted much greater standards and we are yet to even adapt to that.
Our road conditions are bad. Our weather is extreme. It's very
Driving style.
Driving cycle, what we say.
Culture, maybe.
It's a different. We are moving on the lower gear. Because if you say Delhi driving cycle, it's a typical different. Because your average speed is very low.
Has automated gear system actually helped in curbing pollution in any manner? Because you talk about low gears.
Yeah.
So that's where I raised
it's a different. I think it's a vehicle engineering thing. Yeah.
But so staying on that, what do you think, since you talked about graded plan kicking in since 2012 and odd even became a huge kind of a campaign here, a huge political issue also. Some people even found their devices means to circumvent it, leading to questions asked about whether this is really working or not. So what was your view in DPCC about rationing of vehicle use?
I involved in the monitoring of odd even. And if you ask me, yes, it's good. Okay. But if you ask for the data, it's difficult to prove it is good. The reason. Air is a very dynamic system. If you want to prove this in the closed room like this, it's possible. Emission is this, and it's reduced by this much percentage because it's a closed system. But when you do the ambient monitoring, it's an open dynamic system. Your tailpipe emission is reduced, but the wind is common. And you are measuring the wind which is coming from the Ghaziabad. So it's moving. When you say 3 km per hour or 2 km per hour, whatsoever it is, it's moving. So it's a very mixed thing. So getting the difference, impact due to reduction of the vehicle, it's in present condition, it's impossible. Then what we do, we simply see how much fuel consumption is reduced. One step is that if you are using 100 liter per day, it is reduced to 70. So it means 30% fuel is not burnt. So 30% fuel is not burnt means that 30% emission is reduced. We have to go for indirect method. And the road spacing. You observed at the odd even time, the road is less crowded.
Congestion
is less. Means you are moving the higher gear. Means your movement is fast. So fuel wasted is less.
Emission is less. Commensurately less.
Yeah. So indirectly when you talk, yes, the reduction is there. But when you say your concentration from 350 microgram per meter cube to reduce to 250 or 347, it's not. You don't have that type of measurement methods available. So it's issue. Otherwise, why indirect methods? Instead of 100 liter, you used 70 liter of the petrol.
So if you say 1 lakh vehicle a day, it was 50,000 vehicle a day.
Yes.
Yeah. But then people started getting second cars with an odd number or any other number.
That what they say, Cobra syndrome or something like that.
Yeah. So people knew a way to circumvent it. But sir, then if rationing of usage can be mulled, why can't rationing of sales be also mulled? A vehicle in one, if now you have Aadhaar and all these things, or even a PAN number being taken for a vehicle sale. If someone has a car, you could think of rationing the sale also. No?
As an environmentalist, yes, I say yes. But we are living in the democracy, and here growth is directly correlated to the vehicle sale, growth of the country. So that you can think of now you have to opt. Vehicle sale is important or environment. When you talk environment, actually what we are failing, the common man is not owning this problem. And we are failing to calculate the environmental health cost. Due to this emission, due to this increasing pollution, what is the health cost I'm paying? Because actually it's not very direct. So no one is calculating. Otherwise, if your kid is taking one more cough syrup bottle, so that cost of 30 rupees or 40 rupees, 100 rupees is increased on. That's one part. And the chemicals which he's taking the paracetamol or he's taking the anti-allergic substance. That if we calculate that, everyone will agree to it. But the problem once again comes. If I can purchase a car, how can I stop you? So we have to somewhere control the uses of. And for that, you have to make strong your public transport. And I thought when the metro is coming, things will improve.
Population also increased.
But population also increased. What they targeted for 2021, they achieved that footfall in 2017.
But this shift to electric buses also didn't actually materialize to the quantum which was expected.
No, it happened, but as I say, we will reach the BS6 level in sometime in 2028 only. Like the same way, you are shifting all your commercial fleet to electrical vehicle. It will take some time.
In Beijing and all, we have heard about non-vehicular zones or even the whole idea came from such cities where they allowed lottery kind of or random numbers, this odd even numbers for city centers. And so that's what we tried here also. But anyway, sir, to summarize, so you think these measures only made a marginal impact, or there is no kind of a lasting solution other than reducing the usage of vehicles?
In the extreme circumstances, like 2012 or 2016, if you are repeating once again, you have to go for this. I am for audible, no doubt about it. You can measure it or not. You have to implement it. And you have to enforce with all strictness.